In the spotlight this morning, we are meeting some kindred spirits. If you are in the mood for something a little spooky and you're fascinated by the paranormal activity, there is a show starring two New Englanders that just might help your interest. Good morning.
Good morning.
Look, there are things that just freak the crap out of all of us. What scares you?
Not ghosts.
People.
Yeah, live people.
Yeah.
Are much
Animals.
more frightening.
Yeah. Is there anything in any of these experiences that you've been there and this seemed like a real good idea? Maybe not so much now.
I don't know. I mean, it's tough. People ask us that, and the ghost stuff just doesn't really scare us. I mean, it definitely catches us off guard sometimes and startles us, but the idea of ghosts is not frightening.
We were filming once in Hawaii doing an investigation.
For you.
Oh, thank you.
That's
well, right, until the tsunami happened.
Oh.
And then that was kind of frightening. And I think that's probably, real life things that may actually harm us are kind of terrifying.
Now, a lot of people may know from Ghost Hunters, which was hugely popular. So many fans loved and followed that show immensely all the time, and they were really true fans. Tell us about this show and what makes it somewhat different.
Well, first of all, it's just the two of us, and we spend like 4 or 5 days in these people's homes. We're convinced they're sick of us by the end of it.
Yeah.
But it's just very intense. We investigate 3 nights in a row. There's a lot of heavy research in between, and you're with us every step of the way.
What is it how do you know when a ghost is there? People may see things out of the corner of their eye, and they get really maybe freaked out.
Right.
Many times it's just something in the house. It's not the real deal.
Right.
How do you go in and figure out, okay, there is something here. This is what's here.
Well, first you have to be you have to think logically, If it's creaking, if it's things in the pipes, then let's just think about it, can it be naturally, you know? And then after that is when, if you can't figure it out, and that's when you're like, okay, maybe there's something here, then you can kind of be rational about it. You can ask them to leave, you can ask them to go away, and usually they follow your command.
Right. Should people be afraid of these ghosts? Are they in houses to harm people, or are they kind of just there from past things that may have happened there?
Well, with kindred spirits, we're looking at specifically people who feel like they're being haunted by a loved one. So these ghosts typically have some sort of unfinished business, maybe something left unsaid, maybe they feel as though there's an item in the house they're still particularly attached to. So that's kind of where we try to unravel that mystery. So these ghosts typically are not harmful, but some people think something is their loved one, and it's not. And we've found that, where in that case, maybe it could be what we call more of a grumpy ghost.
Right.
Yeah, why does Granny push my wife down the stairs? Why is she scratching my face? It's like, what did I do?
All right, we all see things in movies where the ghosts are hovering and things are being thrown around the room. Is that kind of what happens, or is it something more subtle that happens?
I've seen things being thrown across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, dude, I'd be
Crown
so far.
crown molding being ripped off a wall. I mean, it's happened.
Yeah, we've been pushed, we've been slapped. I mean, they are
Really?
Yeah.
But they just want to get your attention because they have something to say, or they just want you to acknowledge their existence. Like, stop calling me your dead uncle. I'm actually the guy who built the property 200 years ago.
Okay. All right, is it fun? Is it, for me, it would make the hair stand up on my arms.
It's really fun. For us, it's just kind of getting that confirmation is the most exciting part of it, but then also helping these families, because we come in and they're desperate. They are at the end of their rope. They are freaked out. They're terrified. And so for us to be able to leave, and they're so thankful, they're hugging us, crying because they finally feel peace in their home, that's the reward for us.
Sounds good to me. I love shows like this. All right, now you can see Amy and Adam in Kindred Spirits Friday night, perfect for a little Halloween entertainment.